Ever try to wrangle a spreadsheet, with like a million columns?
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst. That's how I used to feel about HR, just
Right.
mountains of paperwork.
It's true. HR definitely has gotten really complex. And it's not even just, like you said, the paperwork anymore. It's like you've got talent acquisition, then you've got employee engagement, and then performance tracking.
It's a jungle out there.
It is.
But you know me, always hunting for that, software machete to hack through all the HR undergrowth. And it seems like, you're checking out Factorial HR, right? So we've got your stack of articles, we've got case studies, the whole 9 yards.
All right.
So let's dive in and see if this is just hype or if Factorial can actually, simplify HR like they promise.
Yeah, because a lot of solutions, they sound amazing.
Right.
On the surface, but then when you actually get down to using them,
totally.
It all falls apart.
So let's dive into what Factorial is actually offering here.
No.
So their website really pushes this whole all-in-one approach.
Okay.
Right. So we're talking time tracking, talent acquisition, payroll, even expense management.
Yeah.
They've even got like a mobile app so you can do HR from anywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty standard these days, though. I think the bigger question is, like, how well are these features actually integrated?
Right.
And how user-friendly is it really in practice?
That's a good point. I mean, to be fair to Factorial, they do seem to be like targeting a pretty wide range of businesses. I mean, they've got solutions broken down by industry, everything from like construction and manufacturing to tech startups and remote teams.
That makes sense, though, because different industries have such specific needs.
Yeah.
So like a construction company, for example, they might really prioritize, time tracking and safety features.
Yeah.
Whereas like a tech startup might be way more focused on, talent acquisition or performance management.
Totally. And it seems like you're especially interested in solutions for, let's see, remote work and employee engagement.
Yeah.
Was there something specific about those areas that caught your eye?
Well, it seems like maybe you're trying to figure out how to manage like a more distributed workforce, right?
Yeah.
A more agile workforce. But then at the same time, like, how do you keep those employees engaged?
Right.
Motivated? And that's a challenge, honestly, for any company these days.
100%. And it seems like Factorial's like really leaning into those trends. Like they've even got like a whole section on their site that's dedicated to like how do you build a positive company culture remotely.
Interesting.
Which I have to say, I was pretty impressed by that.
That does show that they're paying attention to the needs of businesses and employees.
Yeah.
But, the proof is in the pudding, right?
100%. So let's look at some of their specific features.
Okay.
See if they hold up under, a little scrutiny.
Let's do it.
Where do you want to start?
Well, they seemed really, I don't know, kind of proud of their time tracking features on the website.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, it seems like every HR software claims to have, the best time tracking. So what makes Factorial different?
So they were talking a lot about automation, like a lot of automation. So things like facial recognition, QR codes, geofencing for clocking in and out. And it's all like integrated with their payroll and project management tools.
Okay, so less manual entry, which is always nice.
Right.
But I have to say I'm a little, I don't know. Yeah. The facial recognition thing
I get it.
Makes me a little uneasy,
Yeah, that's totally fair because biometric data is like no joke. And to use it for something as, I don't know, like every day is time tracking raises some like serious ethical questions for sure.
For sure. Yeah. So what kind of safeguards does Factorial even have in place to like protect employee privacy? And what about, employees who just like straight up aren't comfortable with that? Are there other options?
Yeah, those are really good questions. And honestly, the website wasn't like super clear on the details there.
Interesting.
It's definitely like something to keep in mind as you're, doing your research because it's one thing to automate everything, but not if it means like sacrificing employee trust.
Totally. Yeah.
And comfort.
That's a really important point. Let's switch gears a little bit to another area where Factorial claims to excel, and that's talent management.
Okay.
So, all the stuff, performance reviews, training, development, all that.
Right, because attracting good talent is one thing.
Yeah.
But being able to keep them, you know what I mean?
Right.
Retain them.
Develop them.
Especially
these days, it's like...
Oh, it's huge.
Cutthroat out there.
Totally.
So what did Factorial highlight in this area? What stood out to you?
Well, they were talking about like they have a whole system for 360-degree feedback.
Okay.
Which is basically you're getting feedback from, like, everyone, your manager, your peers, even, like, people who report to you.
Interesting.
So you're getting it from all sides.
So not just like a top-down kind of thing. It's like more
well-rounded.
Well-rounded, yeah.
Yeah, and they even mentioned using AI to, like, analyze this feedback.
Okay.
To, like, figure out, are there skills gaps?
Oh, interesting.
Or areas for, like, professional development.
AI and HR, huh? I know. That's pretty, that sounds cutting-edge, buzzworthy.
But how does that actually work?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, is it actually effective?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Because, on paper, it sounds great, but, like, show me the receipts,
Right.
Like, I need to see that it's actually leading to, like, better results for everybody.
Okay, so potentially promising.
Yeah.
But needs further investigation.
Definitely.
I think, as we're talking about all this, I can't help but think about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like, it's great that Factorial has all these tools to, streamline, automate, all that. But, like, what about the human element?
That's such a good point.
Right.
Because, like, you can't automate everything.
Right.
There's always going to be a need for, like, empathy.
For intuition. And just, like, genuine human connection.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in HR. So.
Yeah, so how does Factorial address that? Like, do they acknowledge that balance,
They do. They do touch on it.
Yeah.
They talk about, their software frees up HR professionals to focus on the more strategic stuff.
Right.
Like building a really strong company culture.
Yeah.
Fostering those relationships. Like the employee engagement part.
So it's less time kind of, bogged down by the administrative stuff.
Exactly.
And more time for, like, face-to-face, mentorship, that kind of thing.
Totally. And even, like, on their website, they were highlighting features like pulse surveys.
Okay.
And just, like, internal communication tools.
Got it.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to kind of, gauge how are your employees feeling.
Right.
What's the temperature?
The vibe.
The vibe, yeah, exactly.
Keeps everybody connected.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's finding that sweet spot.
Right.
Between automation and the human touch.
It's all about that balance, right?
Yeah.
So, we've gone through, like, the jungle of features here.
We have.
And hacked away at all the marketing jargon.
Right.
But let's bring it back to you for a second.
Yeah.
What are, like, your biggest HR pain points right now?
Yeah, where's the friction in your process? Like, are you buried in spreadsheets?
Right.
Are you, like, drowning in time off requests?
Mm-hmm.
Are you, like, I don't know, just pulling your hair out, trying to manage employee performance?
Right, because Factorial might have, like, all the tools, like a Swiss Army knife.
Right.
But you really only need to use the ones that, like, actually solve your problem.
Yeah, and don't just think about, like, the immediate headaches.
Yeah.
Like, think big picture, too.
Right.
Like, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Do you want to have, like, a more structured performance review process?
Right.
Do you want to, like, I don't know, make onboarding smoother?
Yeah.
Do you want to improve employee communication and feedback?
It's like you're, like, holding up a mirror to their HR department and, like, encouraging them to really, like,
reflect.
See, where are the opportunities to improve?
Exactly. And that's where, like, the Factorial website can actually be really useful.
Yeah.
Because they get into the nitty-gritty. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They have, like, these detailed breakdowns of each feature. They have case studies showing how other businesses have used the software.
Right.
They even have free trials.
Oh, nice.
So you can, like, test it before you buy it.
Yeah. I always like that try before you buy.
Always.
Kind of thing.
The best?
Yeah, for sure. But, even with all the, like, bells and whistles, sometimes it's the little details that really make a difference.
Oh, for sure.
Did you notice anything like that on Factorial?
Actually, yes, I did.
Okay.
I thought they had put a lot of work into, like, their reporting.
Okay.
And, like, their analytics dashboard.
I got it.
Like, they have all these cool graphs and charts that give you, like, a snapshot.
That's a learner. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Of, like, all your important HR metrics.
Yeah.
Like, employee turnover, time off trends.
Okay.
Even, like, I don't know, performance over time.
Oh, interesting.
Things like that.
So not just, like, automating the tasks, but like giving you data that can actually help you like make decisions.
Yes, exactly. It's empowering you.
That's huge.
To like be able to use that data.
Right.
To your advantage.
Yeah, and it goes back to like, you know,
it does.
That balance we were talking about, right?
Yes.
It's not about replacing the humans with robots. It's about
giving you the tools to be successful.
Empowering those HR professionals.
Exactly.
I love that.
To make those big decisions.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here today. From like the nitty-gritty of, you know, time tracking.
Oh, I got into the weeds.
To like the big picture, like creating a positive, productive workplace.
Exactly. And hopefully, like you listening now,
yes,
you have a little bit of a clearer picture of like what Factorial can do.
Yeah.
What are some of like the potential upsides and then maybe some of the things to look out for?
Right. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, choosing the right HR software.
Big decision.
Huge.
Right.
It's about like finding a solution that fits your company culture, it fits your budget.
Your values
and your vision for
the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as you continue your deep dive into Factorial, here's like a final thought to like chew on.
We talked a lot about automation, efficiency, all that.
Right.
But like, what does the future of HR look like?
Right. Where's it going?
In a world where technology is constantly evolving.
Yeah. Will AI be the new HR manager?
Oh.
Will we all be clocking in and out with like our fingerprints or like our thoughts?
Whoa.
It's exciting and also kind of scary.
A little bit of both. Right. Yeah. It's that's a conversation.
For another day.
For another deep dive.
Yeah.
But until then, happy exploring. And remember, the best HR decisions are always, you know,
human-centered.
Always.
There we go.
There you go.